So we saw the graph of sin x, isn't it? So we can discuss the behavior of sin x. Now what is behavior? Means how this graph represent. Okay, means suppose 0 pi by 2, pi, 3 pi by 2 and 2 pi and so on. Okay, so we got here that this graph we will get, isn't it? -1 is here. Okay, so see in our quadrant also, if you observe 0 pi by 2 90, isn't it? 180 means pi, then 3 pi by 2 and then again 2 pi. So from 0 to pi by 2, that means in first quadrant we can say sine function is increasing from 0 to 1, isn't it? Now in second quadrant means pi by 2 to pi, so we can say sine x is decreasing from 1 to 0. Okay, decreasing function, isn't it? Value is decreasing. And from in third quadrant pi to 3 pi by 2, it is decreasing to -1, from 0 to -1, and then in last quadrant it is increasing from -1 to 0. So this is called behavior of any function in particular quadrant, how it behaves. It is whether it is increasing or decreasing. Okay, like that we can check. Now one more thing you can observe here. See, after this again we will get this graph. Okay, means after interval of 2 pi, after this interval again this graph is going to be repeated, isn't it? This is like this. Okay, so after this again this particular thing we will get in common. So after interval of 2 pi, sin x values are going to repeat itself. That means we can say sin x is periodic in nature and its values repeat at the interval of 2 pi. Okay, see here. Here again we can say 0 to 1 increasing from 2 pi to next value, it is increasing from 0 to 1, then decreasing from 1 to 0, like that it will be same. So sin x is periodic in nature. Periodic function means the function which repeats itself after some interval of time. So the interval of time for sin x is 0 to 2 pi. Now similarly for the cos x also we can check. Cos x, we know cos x graph is also periodic in nature, isn't it? This is 0, pi by 2, pi, 3 pi by 2 and 2 pi. So from 0 it will start from 1, isn't it? So this will go at pi, it will be -1, then 3 pi by 2 0, then 2 pi. Okay, so what we can say, what is the behavior of cos x function in first quadrant? First quadrant it is decreases from 1 to 0. In second quadrant it is decreases from 0 to -1. In third quadrant it increases from -1 to 0, and then in fourth quadrant it increases from 0 to 1. So this is called behavior. And here also if you check at this particular, now here see again we will get same graph. Okay, so cos x is also periodic in nature, and what is the interval of time? 0 to 2 pi, means 2 at after interval of 2 pi it repeats its value. Now for sec x, suppose sec x or cos x, so they are the reciprocal of sine and cos, isn't it? So interval will be same, 2 pi. Okay, they will repeat their value after interval of 2 pi, cosec and sec, because they are the reciprocal of sine and cos. So see, what about cos? What we can say behavior of cosec x? So we should consider this, isn't it? So 0, pi by 2, pi, 3 pi by 2 and 2 pi. So see, we know at what is the graph of cosec x? This, like this. Okay, this is 1, so it will be clear. and this is minus 1. Okay, so what we can say from this is cosec x. So in first quadrant decreases from infinity to 1, isn't it? From infinity to 1. Then in second quadrant it is increasing from 1 to infinity, and then in this is 3 pi by 2. In third quadrant it is increases from minus infinity to minus 1, and then decreases from minus 1 to minus infinity. So this is the behavior, and interval of repeating the value is same, that is 2 pi. Cos x also we can, sec also we can find the behavior for sec also it is same, 0, pi by 2, pi, 3 pi by 2, 2 pi. Okay, so what is the graph for this? This is 1, this is minus 1. Okay, then this, okay, then this. So what we can say here, in first quadrant value decreases from or increases from 1 to infinity, increases from 1 to infinity, and here in second quadrant it is increases from minus infinity to minus 1. Then third quadrant decreases from minus 1 to minus 1 to minus infinity, and here in third quadrant decreases from infinity to 1. So this is behavior, and for this also periodic in this is also periodic in nature, and interval is same, that is 2 pi. Question number 1, find all the other trigonometric ratios if 1 cos x is given minus 1 by 2, x is in third quadrant. Since we know if we find sin x, cos x is already given, we can find tan, sec, cosec and cot, because all are dependent on sin and cos. So here we will select one identity which contains cos and sin. So we know since sin square x plus cos square x equals to 1. Cos x value is given to us, that is minus half, square is equal to 1. So sin square x plus 1 by 4 equal to 1. Sin square x will be 1 minus 1 by 4. So sin square x is 3 by 4. So sin square x, or x we can write plus minus root 3 by 2. Now here we got two values of sin, plus 3 root 3 by 2 and minus root 3 by 2. So only one value is correct. So we have to check the condition on x. X is in third quadrant, isn't it? Third quadrant means we should recall this one, add sugar to coffee. Third quadrant sign is negative, because only in these two quadrants sign is positive, isn't it? Third quadrant it is negative, so it will take negative sign. So sin x is minus root 3 by 2. Reason is x is in third quadrant. Okay, now after getting these two values, we can easily find, isn't it? Cosec x will be 1 by sin x. So 1 by minus root 3 by 2, that is minus 2 by root 3. Sec x means 1 by cos x, that is 1 by minus 1 by 2. So answer is minus 2. Tan x is sin by cos, that is minus root 3 by 2 minus 1 by 2. So answer will be positive root 3. Then cot x is cos x by sin x, or 1 by tan. Okay, both ways you can find. So this is minus 1 by 2 minus root 3 by 2. So answer is 1 by root 3. Question 2, sin x is given as 3 by 5 and condition on x is x lies in second quadrant. So again we know sin x and cos x identity, first fundamental identity. since sine square x plus cos square x is equal to 1. So sine x value is given 3 by 5. So 9 by 25. So cos square x will be 1 minus 9 by 25, which will give 25 minus 29 by 25, that is 16 by 25. So cos x will be plus minus 4 by 5. Now again here also we will take one value of cos. So we have to check the condition on x. X lies in second quadrant here, okay? But we know cos x is positive in first and fourth one, isn't it? Add sugar to coffee. So all positive, cos will be positive, and in fourth quadrant. So if it is in second quadrant, so cos x must be negative. So here we will write reason, since x is in second quadrant. Now cosec x we can find easily, 1 by sine. So 1 by 3 by 5, that is 5 by 3. Sec x is 1 by cos x, which is 1 by minus 4 by 5. So minus 5 by 4 will come. Then tan x is sin x by cos x, which is sin x is 3 by 5, cos x is minus 4 by 5. So answer is minus 3 by 4. And cot x we can find using cos by sine or 1 by tan. Both ways it is true. So minus 3 by 4. So answer will be minus 4 by 3. Question number 3. Cot x is given. Cot x is 3 by 4 and x lies in third quadrant. So we should know the identity in which cot x is there. So since cosec square x minus cot square x is 1, so cosec square x will be 3 by 4. This value we will substitute here. 9 by 16 is equal to 1. So cosec x will be 1 plus 9 by 16. So this will give 16 plus 9 by 16, that is 25 by 16, which is square. So cosec x will be plus minus 5 by 4, okay, after taking root. Now we have to check the condition. X lies in third quadrant. So add sugar to coffee. X is here. Now cosec means related to sine, so it will be positive in first and second quadrant. So now here x is in third quadrant, so it will take negative value. So we will write here cosec x is minus 5 by 4 because x, or since x lies in third quadrant. Okay. Now sin x is what? 1 by cosec, isn't it? So 1 by minus 5 by 4 equals to minus 4 by 5. Now we should find cos x. So because sin x now we know, so we can use identity sin square x plus cos square x equal to 1. Or in other way, how can we find cos? Since cot x is given, cot x is what? Cos x by sin x. So these two values are given, so this we can find. So 3 by 4 cos x we should find. Sin x is minus 4 by 5. So cos x will be 3 by 4 into minus 4 by 5, which will give minus 3 by 5. So this is cos x. This one is sin x. Cosec, cot is already given. Now sec x is remaining and tan x is remaining. So sec x we know 1 by cos. So 1 by minus 3 by 5 minus 5 by 3. So this we know now. And tan x we can find by 1 by cot x. So tan x is 1 by cot x. 1 by 3 by 4. So 4 by 3. So this is, so all other 5 trigonometric ratios we got here. Question 4. Sec x is given as 13 by 5. Okay, x is in fourth quadrant. So now here we should recall identity of sec square x and tan square x equals to 1. So this is given 13 by 5 square. So 169 by 25. Okay, so 169 or we can write this one, we can shift here, isn't it? So 169 minus 25, which will give 144 by 25. So tan x will be plus minus 12 by 5. Now x is in fourth quadrant, so we should recall add sugar to coffee. Fourth quadrant means only cos and sec will be positive, isn't it? Now we have to find tan value, so tan will be negative. So tan x is minus 12 by 5. 6 x lies in fourth quadrant. So fourth quadrant. Okay, now after getting tan, sec x we know, so cos x we can find, isn't it? Cos x will be 1 by sec x. This is 10 we got. So 1 by 13 by 5 means 5 by 13. Cos x we got. Sin x we can get by using identity, and or tan x is also given. So tan x is what? Sin x by cos x, isn't it? So tan x is minus 12 by 5. Sin x we should find. Cos x just now we got 5 by 13. So sin x we can get, sin x will be minus 12 by 5 into 5 by 13. So sin x 5 will go. Sin x will be minus 12 by 13. Okay. Now we can find cosec, and one more is remaining, that is cot. So cosec x is 1 by sin x. So 1 by minus 12 by 13, which is minus 13 by 12. And cot is 1 by 10 we can write, isn't it? Or cos by sin, both ways. So minus 12 by 5 means minus 5 by 12. This is cot x. Question 5, tan x is given minus 5 by 12, x is in second quadrant. So we will use the identity in which tan x is there. Okay, so sec square x, tan is minus 5 by 12 square equals to 1. So sec square x, 25 by 144 equals to 1, isn't it? 1 plus 25 by 144, which will give 144 plus 25 by 144, that will be 169 by 144. So sec square x is, we can write sec x as 13 by 12 plus minus. Now we have to select which value of sec x is valid. So since it is in second quadrant, so add sugar to coffee, we know it is, sec is positive in first and fourth. Now it is in second quadrant, so sec x must be negative. So sec x is minus 13 by 12. Okay. Now cos x we can find, isn't it? Cos x will be 1 by sec x, that is 1 by minus 13 by 12, which is minus 12 by 13. Now tan x is given, tan x is given minus 5 by 12, but we know tan x is what? Sin by cos, isn't it? And now cos also we know, so sin x will be minus 5 by 12 into cos x. So cos x is minus 12 by 13. 12 will go minus minus plus, so sin x will be 5 by 13. Now after getting sin x, we can find cosec x, and one more is remaining cot x. So cosec x is 1 by sin x, which is 1 by 5 by 13, so 13 by 5. And then last one is cot 1 by 10x. So 1 by minus 5 by 12, which will give minus 12 by 5. Question number 6, find the values of trigonometric functions. So now since we know sine is periodic in nature, sine function is periodic in nature, it repeats its value after interval of 2 pi. So here we will check 2 pi means after 360, isn't it? So here we will check 765, suppose 2 into 360. So what we will get? 720, isn't it? So what we can write here? 765 is 2 into 360, that will give 720, but we should find 765. So what we should add in 720 to get 765? 45. Okay, so 765 we can split like this. Got it? So 2 into 360 plus 45, so that means this is taking 2 turns. Okay, so this we can write, it is equal to sine 45 only. So sine 45 we know 1 by root 2. In this question again, find the value of cosec minus 1410. So here 1410. So what we will do? We know 2 times means 700 will come. So for this we should check 4 into 360. What we will get? See 1440. Okay, but it should be in minus. So minus 1140. What we should add or subtract to get 1410? So we should add 30, isn't it? So what we can write? How can we split this angle? 4 times minus will come 4 times 360. So it will take 4 turns. Okay, and then plus 30. So what value it will give? Cosec 30 only. Cosec 30 is what? 2. So answer will be 2. See, for this question, since it is in radian, so you can start from radian also, or else you can convert it into degrees and then previous method which we used in previous last 2 questions. Okay, so here how can you split this 19 pi by 3? 6 pi plus pi by 3. Okay, so here we can check 3 6 are 18, isn't it? So 6 pi plus something will come, that you have to check orally. So 6 pi means we can write 10 pi by 3. So 10 pi by 3 is what? Root 3. Okay, and using degrees if you want to solve same question, so 10 19 into pi by 3 into 180 by pi, isn't it? So pi will go 3 6 are 18. So 10, this will give 1140. Okay, so what we can write? We know 4 times 360 is what? 1440. So we should find 1140. So we will write 4 into 360 minus 300, isn't it? 300 we should subtract to get 1140. So 10 of minus 300. Okay, then we can write 10 360 minus 60 is what? 300, isn't it? Minus 360 plus 60, because minus we should get. So that will give 1060. 1060 is again root 3. So both ways you can do. Question number 9 is sine of minus 11 pi by 3. Okay, so since we know sine of minus theta is minus sine theta, so what we will do? This minus we will take outside, otherwise it will create problem. So 11 pi by 3. Now what we can write here? See how we can split 4 pi, isn't it? 4 pi minus pi by 3. See, 12 pi minus pi means 11 pi by 3. So this will be sine of minus pi by 3. Again we can take this minus outside. So minus and minus will become plus. So we will get sine pi by 3. So what is the value of sine pi by 3? Sine 60 is what? Root 3 by 2. Cot of minus 15 pi by 4. So see here, we can write this as minus 4 pi plus pi by 4. See, 4 4s are 16. Minus 16 plus 1 means minus 15, isn't it? So 15 minus 15 by pi by 4 we can split like this. So now it will be cot of pi by 4, which is 1.